Hi, I'm Christina. Welcome to my channel, ChriskaYoga. Today, I will be doing my very first Q&A. I get a lot of questions about yoga. Those are the questions that I'm going to answer. The questions that I think would be helpful for everyone to know. Just in case you missed my announcement video yesterday, this is day 1 of the 12 days of ChriskaYoga. For the next 12 days, I will be posting a video every single day. So you don't want to miss out. So definitely, if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those notifications. Hit that bell so you are notified when the videos go up on the channel so you don't miss them. So if you're ready, let's get into these commonly asked yoga questions, a yoga Q&A. Number 1 is, can I do yoga if I'm not flexible? Let me put it this way. It's like saying, I can't go to the gym because I need to lose weight. It's that type of mentality. So yoga will help you to become flexible. You don't have to already be flexible in order to practice it. Of course, for your yoga teachers that you see, you're going to see them getting a little deeper into the stretches because they are more flexible, because they are used to practicing yoga. They've been probably practicing for quite some time. I know I have, and I was a dancer before I was a yoga teacher, so I already had that flexibility. So you can't compare yourself to your yoga teachers or to the people you see on Instagram or in the magazines. If you want to become flexible, if you want to gain flexibility, then yoga is definitely for you. The second question I'm going to address is, what type of yoga mat should I get? I talk about my yoga mat all the time because I love it and I've had it for years. I've literally had the same yoga mat for years. I have the JADE Harmony yoga mat. I have it in the normal length. I think it's 68 inches. It comes in different thicknesses, different lengths, but I like this one. It's not too heavy. Some people have different needs for different yoga mats. So my yoga mat is also non-slip. There are tons of other types of non-slip yoga mats that you can get. If you need an extra long yoga mat, if you have bony joints and you need an extra thick yoga mat, there are mats for you. I wrote about this quite some time ago and listed all the different types of yoga mats that you can get and why they would be good for you, why you might need them. All of that information, I will leave a link to that post in the description box below if you want to check it out. The next question I'm going to talk about is, what should I wear when I do yoga? We tend to wear either leggings or shorts, form-fitting clothing, mainly so that you can see the body moving. If you're practicing at home, online, without a teacher, your online teacher is not going to need to see you because they're a video. So you don't necessarily need to wear form-fitting clothes. However, it might be a bit more comfortable because in yoga we tend to practice a lot of inverted type of poses, so downward facing dog. If your shirt, for instance, is too loose and you're in downward dog, it might come up over your head and just be uncomfortable. So that's why even when I'm practicing alone, completely alone at home, I like to wear form-fitting shirts that aren't gonna come up and fall over my head when I'm in downward facing dog or any other type of inversion. If I'm wearing a looser shirt, you can tuck it into your pants when you're doing inversions, but if you don't want to worry about that, then just a tank top is fine. A tighter form-fitting t-shirt is fine. Something where you can move, something where you feel comfortable, so you don't want to feel too squeezed or restricted too. You want to feel comfortable and be able to move, be able to fully move your body without any restrictions. Longer pants are fine, it just can be a little restricted when you're moving your feet forward and backwards. You could potentially snag your foot on your pants and then you could trip, just not ideal. My ideal yoga outfit, I guess, would be leggings and a tank top, which is what I wear in all of my videos. The next common question I get, this is one of the most common questions that I get: when should I eat in relation to when I'm practicing yoga? Should I eat before? Should I eat after? To that, I say, and it's generally what most yoga teachers will tell you, you shouldn't really eat before you practice yoga. So maybe like 2 to 3 hours before, you should probably practice on an empty stomach. If you're practicing in the morning, I'd say practice maybe before breakfast. If you're practicing in the evening, I would say wait several hours after you have lunch in order to practice, and have dinner after you practice. It's kind of uncomfortable to practice yoga or even to just do any type of exercise when you've just eaten. So I do not recommend eating right before a yoga class, unless you are about to pass out and you're starving. That happened to me once. I went into a yoga class and I hadn't eaten all day, and it was a Vinyasa flow class, I believe. So I had an energy bar, something light, something that I knew was going to give me a boost of nutrients to allow me to sustain myself throughout the class without making me feel overly full and bloated, which would probably cause discomfort as I'm practicing. The next common question that I get is, how do I transition from beginners to intermediate level in yoga? Or how do I advance my yoga practice? I'm stuck at a particular level and I want to move forward. For this question, I had an entire video dedicated to the answer. So if you would like to know about this topic, I will leave a link to this video in the description box below. The next question I get all the time is, what time of day do I practice yoga? I get this question in many forms. I get asked, what time of day do I personally practice yoga? I get asked, what time of day should you practice yoga? What time of day is recommended for a person to practice yoga? It varies, and it varies for me personally as well. Sometimes I prefer to practice in the morning. Sometimes I prefer to practice in the evening. Sometimes in the afternoon. It really depends. There is no right or wrong answer for this, and you can just go based along your schedule or your personal preference. The next question I get all the time is, can yoga help with weight loss? Again, I did an entire video dedicated to yoga or weight loss. The short answer is yes, but there are multiple reasons as to why. There are different types of yoga that assist your weight loss journey a little bit more than others. However, all types of yoga will help you overall in your weight loss journey. If you want to learn more about this topic in detail, I will leave this video in the description box below as well. The next question I get all the time is, how often should I practice yoga? This question is also very personal. You can practice every single day if you want to. You can practice 3 times a week, 2 times a week, once a week. It depends on your personal goals. It depends on your schedule. It just depends. I would say if you practice every single day, I would mix it up a little bit. Just like any type of weight training or fitness training or anything of that nature, you don't want to do a vigorous workout 2 days in a row. You need to give your muscles and your body time to recover. You can certainly practice meditation every day. That is an excellent thing to do. If you have that discipline, if you have that time, I definitely recommend having a daily meditation practice, but how often you should practice, it really varies from person to person. And you need to figure that out for yourself, what works best for you. Of course, there are those challenges that I have on my website where you practice yoga every single day. They are sequenced in a way that will help you to stick with it, so you're not overworking yourself every single day in a row. There's a day of vigorous activity, there's a day of rest, there's a day of stretching, days of meditation. They're all mixed in together and sequenced in a way to help you keep your practice for that length of time, to help you keep up with that particular yoga challenge. So again, this question, very personal, something that you have to figure out for yourself. The next question that I have gotten hasn't been too often, a few times though. Is yoga a religion? Do I need to be religious in order to practice yoga? Does yoga follow a particular religion? The answer to that is that yoga can be practiced by anyone, whether you are religious or not. If you really go into depth and study yoga, perhaps a yoga teacher training, you know that it does reference God, it does speak about that. However, I personally believe that you do not have to believe those things in order to practice. You can certainly do so and really benefit from it as well, but you can also really benefit from it if you don't believe and you don't have a particular religion. That's totally fine. It is very personal. And I've spoken about this too in a lot of other videos, mainly my yoga philosophy videos where I discuss why I teach yoga, how I teach yoga, and what I believe about yoga. I discuss all of that. Again, I'll leave everything in the description box if you want to check those out too, go more into depth. But basically the answer is no. You can practice yoga with or without a religion. Yoga is not considered a religion, and you do not have to believe in God to practice yoga. You do not have to believe in anything to practice yoga. Yoga can be your personal experience, and you can cater your yoga practice to you and your preferences. The last question I'm going to be discussing in this video is a question that I also get quite often, and that is, what is my personal favorite style of yoga? I love it all. Most of it. I guess if I had to choose, I would say Vinyasa yoga is my favorite. Just because it's what I'm used to, maybe. I was trained in the style of Vinyasa yoga. As I've said in previous videos, I was trained in the Yoga Works method, so it's a combination of Vinyasa yoga and Iyengar yoga. I prefer kind of a flowing class where things kind of flow from one movement to the next, and it kind of makes sense for your body to move in that way, where it's not very, you don't have to stop and go all the time. I think that goes back to my dance background, but Vinyasa flow, I guess, would be my preference. But I do really enjoy restorative yoga, yin yoga, meditation, all of it. I love it all. Hatha yoga, it's just what I do. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it answered some of your yoga questions. If you have any other questions that I did not address in this video, let me know in the comment section below. If my questions sparked any other questions you might have, or anything that I left out, I would love to know. I always love to hear from you. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button down below this video. It is free to subscribe. There will be 12 videos in the next, so 11 more videos. So this was number 1, 12 days of ChriskaYoga from now until December 21st. So you want to be subscribed so you don't miss out on any videos. There's lots of awesome content coming up, so be sure to subscribe. For more yoga from me, helpful yoga tips and advice, free yoga challenges, premium yoga resources, visit my website, ChriskaYoga.com, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram as well for daily yoga motivation, inspiration, behind the scenes of this channel, so much more. Head on over to Instagram, follow me over there as well. All of the links to everything are listed in the description box below. Thank you so much. See you next time.